Alrighty then, ladies and gals and the boys and more gals. When it comes down to it though, I kind of quickly want to just talk about Ananta again. Am I weird for wanting to talk about Ananta? A game that probably ain't coming out till next year. Well, not really, because literally everybody else is talking about it for one reason or another. And there's bits of controversy, and there's bits of other details about the extra bits about the game. And mainly, I just want to talk about it again just solely for the fact of two reasons. The release date window that's been rumored, and really the copying stuff real quick, because I do feel like that's also really necessary. Considering Nintendo's on that type of timing when it comes down to patented mechanics, I think we should very much, not have that to be a thing for Ananta and just for any video game in the future ever. First and foremost, if you like the channel, subscribe. Go ahead, help out with the Kofi if you like to. It's going to be a link in the comments and in the description. If you just so dare to help me out financially, that'd be fine. But when it comes down to it though, first of all, the release date, at least the rumor of it. The rumor has been that they're going to try to release this midsummer, like next year, somewhere in July maybe. And ultimately, not gonna lie, great! That's fantastic. There's nothing negative to kind of say about that. I would assume like a little bit earlier, but honestly, I'm not really mad at an idea that they want to do something like that. It's for me, it's basically like waiting for Skate 4 to drop all over again, because I ain't gonna lie, when Skate dropped, I was definitely there for it, and I'm definitely still playing the shit out of that game, even though there's literally nothing to do that's really exciting, much less the map could very much be a bit better. But when it comes down to it though, still very much hyped up for it. The only thing I was thinking about of why they wouldn't drop it anywhere near summer, or at least maybe a little bit earlier, is obviously because of one big fat ass game that's going to come out next year, right literally in my birth month, which is GTA 6. Obviously, no game wants to go near that damn month. No game wants to put themselves in the fiery pits of hell of that month, because obviously no matter what game is going to get put out there, GTA 6, come hell or high water, no matter how woke the game might be or whatever, dead ass people are just going to straight up be buying the shit out of GTA 6. That is no if, ands, or buts, no question about it. That is just how the game is going to be, right? So ultimately, that's like the big mega thing of the year when it comes down to it, right? And obviously, you put a game near there, you're not going to sell well. You're not going to get any type of paper. People are already probably really waiting for GTA to come out solely for that month, and that's literally going to be the end of it, right? Literally, even like a month before and a month after, maybe even two, is still a scary ass risk, because obviously you know what's coming up in the middle of those 2 months from before and after. You already know, because you know damn well people are going to spend most of their time and money on GTA 6, because obviously that's the big ass thing that people really much care for, right? So that's like number one. But Ananta is kind of brave. If they're going to do this in July, that's kind of a bold thing to do, kind of a slightly brave thing to do, but also kind of makes a little sense though, right? Because one, it's a free-to-play game. You're not really buying anything. The only thing you need to do is just download the game. So when it comes down to it, it's free. You're gonna get the characters that you want if you just play the game, and that's just how it is. So honestly, it's a nice alternative, a free alternative to GTA. Yeah, sure, you got microtransactions and the clothes and stuff, but still, it's a free and better alternative than trying to go get GTA and maybe hope that it's good. And you could say the same thing with Ananta too, but at least it's free and doesn't cost you anything if you don't like the game, and that's just how it is. But when it comes down to it though, it's still a crazy ass risk, because people are gonna be playing online the GTA for a good amount of months, and obviously people might not necessarily turn their faces to Ananta at all, at least the people that's gonna be hella invested into GTA, right? So you're missing out on that sort of market of people. But at the very same time though, it's not all that bad, right? Because again, the people that are very much excited for Ananta are gonna play it when the damn game drops that day. And for some people that can't afford to go get GTA, whether it's gonna be the $80 or $100 of a game, which again is still ridiculous, but when it comes down to it though, people that can't afford to go get it, it's gonna play Ananta that will miss the GTA 6 experience, but also would be fine without it because they got a free game to play. right? And then at the very same time, you are gonna have, you know, those people that's very much already interested in the game, like my ass, and very much want to go play that immediately the day it comes out. So there's also that sort of thing as well. You know, so there's different bits and pieces of how you can look at this. The second thing I want to talk about is the copying and the stuff that people keep calling out and pointing out when it comes down to what Ananta does. Yes, Ananta does take inspiration from a lot of these games, and yes, they do straight up do have different animations and stuff like that from other games that they just slap into Ananta. Like, there's tons of Spider-Man things that you can point out. There's tons of like Yakuza, Sleeping Dogs, Saints Row, just plenty of things that you can very much, you know, call out on when it comes to Ananta, because yeah, they are basically taking aspects of other games and putting it into their game, right? But here's the thing though, it's fine, right? Because ultimately, whether it's the web slinging, whether it's the car driving, whether it's the weapon wheel, whether it's whatever the hell they have in Ananta, it's fair game to use, right? It's not like they're copying one to absolute one from, you know, a very specific game that they're trying to copy absolutely. It's a multiple different things that they're trying to use and copy over. Plus, again, Sony is absolutely a part of this project, so it's not really too surprising that they can also get away with this, because you think GTA or any of these other games would try to step in and stop Sony from doing what they want to do with this game? I don't really think so, unless they're going to try to make a, you know, some bad blood between them and Sony. So I don't think they would do that to hurt their own pockets when it comes down to it, number one. And then number two, it's not like it's patent, right? It's not like it's Nintendo, where you can't throw a damn ball and summon a monster, or can't summon enemies in a game because they got that stupid patent or whatever to really just hoe on gameplay mechanics, which is dumb. So, you know, it's not like that. But ultimately, that's something that they don't need to get hit with. That's something that really any game does not need to get hit with. If they want to do the GTA 5 like character transition, they can do that. Again, the game is going to be different enough, so they don't have to necessarily, one, worry about that, and two, again, they still got Sony backing them, so it's not going to be a big deal for anybody. My thing that does annoy me a lot of the time when I do see people bring this stuff up is just how much certain people want to try to, you know, get them to get a lawsuit going against Ananta and all that sort of stuff because they're using similar mechanics. Which, are you trying to make gaming boring as hell? Are you basically just trying to be acting like Nintendo, little sub bitch? Because that's essentially what you're trying to go for, right? Because ultimately, it's not necessarily something that's worth doing. And again, all it does is stifle creativity if people just start patenting everything. Which, I'm starting to wonder if this is just, you know, people actually thinking this, or are these some secret ass agents that's running these accounts are just saying this shit just to stir shit up, just so people can bring up the topic of patents and gameplay mechanics and stuff like that, just so more games can do it. Which, if that is the case, that's some bogus bullshit, and honestly, whoever those secret agents is for these companies need to get bitch slapped 5,000 times while bitch slapping their wife. That is just how it is. I don't know if this is true or not, but it feels like that's what we should do, right? Can we be real for 5 seconds? But yeah, basically, Ananta's gonna copy stuff. They're also gonna make some original stuff too. And hell, if you don't like Ananta when it comes down to a lot of the copying that they do, guess what? It's not the only anime, you know, gacha style looking game that's gonna come out with the same sort of GTA sort of feel. You got Neverness to Everness. You forget that that game is going to exist at some point in time, which I've looked very much forward into, because you're going to be able to drive around and do a lot of stuff. Maybe no guns, but you can still box with people and all that sort of stuff as well when it comes down to it, even on a more paranormal type tip, because that's what that game kind of focuses on. But when it comes down to it though, you're going to have that. So if you don't like Ananta, guess what? You can always go to another game like Neverness, because of course you're going to go to a game like Neverness. Why the hell wouldn't you? So that's just how it is. There's options galore. It's not the past anymore where we all had just Fortnite and some shitty ass free-to-play games and maybe a bit of Warframe. But when it comes down to it though, we have options now. We're going to continue to keep having options. There's still games out there that I'm still very much ready for. So again, even if Ananta does flop, and I hope it doesn't, there is still always a good chance you can pick out another game that you will very much be interested in and ready to piece up on, because it's going to be a good time. It's not the old days anymore. People can actually play games for free, and it can be an enjoyable experience depending on how the game does it, right? So that's just how it is. So let's not worry about too much about the copying and shit. Let's just hope that the game is good, that they fix all the issues that they need to, and that it does come out eventually and also be just mad fun to play and just enjoy the time with it, instead of worrying about trying to protect the billion-dollar company when it comes down to it regarding gameplay mechanics, because again, that's very weird. But that's really all I want to say for this one, so hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification on your way out. Also follow my socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's Moy J, signing off. Have a blessed day.